Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. The Congress Central Leadership held a meeting at Party President Mallikarjun Kharge's residence on Thursday morning to assess its dismal performance in the Haryana Assembly elections. It was marked by the absence of Haryana Congress leaders, including Randeep Surjewala and Kumari Shelja. Now, the Congress could get only 37 seats in Haryana, while the BJP got 48. The number, of course, is 51 now, with independents joining in. And the BJP is all set to form the government in the state for the third consecutive time. In fact, the BJP pulled off a hat-trick of wins in Haryana to retain power and halt the Congress's comeback attempt in these assembly elections. So how could the Congress lose what its own leaders claimed was a sure-shot election yet again? Even India bloc allies have asked the Congress party to introspect who is responsible for the Congress party's failure to take on the BJP in a head-to-head contest. Is it the central leadership that failed to unify a divided house, or the state leadership that could not rise above its own interests? And what is the way forward for the Congress party? Is it losing the gains that it made in Lok Sabha 2024 with various communities, or is it too early to say that? And finally, is it time for the Congress party to find a new leadership in Haryana, move beyond the Hudas and, of course, Selja? Many questions there. That's what we will discuss tonight. Joining me now, of course, is a panel of esteemed guests. But before that, let me go across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu, who tracks the Congress for us. Sunil, you broke the story on this important meeting that happened today. Tell us the big takeaways from this meeting. What is the Congress party thinking about its own performance in Haryana?
Well, for one, actually, they've made a shift from blaming the Election Commission to doing that internal exercise, which was long overdue. So that meeting with Rahul Gandhi, as well as Congress President Mr. Kharge present, they did some plain speaking to the people in charge of that entire campaign, be it Mr. Ajay Makan, Mr. Deepak Babaria, Mr. K.C. Venugopal, and a host of observers and others to find out what was the role of independence. For example, did it favor both from the Congress and the BJP? How did it cut in? The role of Aam Aadmi Party, the role of the BSP, the JJP alliance, and the infighting. They are now, of course, planning to do a fact-finding committee to look into those issues, and that's the reason why Bhupender Singh Hooda or Kumari Selja or Randeep Singh Surjewala were not called. But definitely, all eggs in one basket have been a big issue for the Congress party. And what we have been told is that lessons have to be learnt, and hopefully, in the run-up to Maharashtra and Jharkhand. And that's the reason why even late last evening, they had a meeting with the JMM chief, as well as chief minister of the state, to really get their house in order and ensure that they've put up unity of opposition forces, a mistake that they faced in the state of Haryana, where they were not ready to give in to the Aam Aadmi Party or any other political party for one.
Right. Thank you, Sunil Prabhu, for joining us with those critical details. Also joining me now is Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP, and Dr. Shama Mohammed, national spokesperson of the Congress party. Neerja Chaudhary will also be joining us in a bit. Thank you, both of you, for joining me on this broadcast. To you, Shama, first, why was the AICC that was managing the campaign, why could it not identify the organizational weaknesses or even check the statements of leaders that clearly showed that there was a discord in the party? Because it looks like the Congress party is not able to hold on to its gains, even in Karnataka, a state that the party swept in 2023. In 2024, the elections were slightly different. What do you think the party is getting wrong?
I don't know where you get this information that we are not able to hold on to Karnataka. There are no issues in Karnataka. So I do not believe in hearsay. You can have hearsay, and there's some things which are factual. We have no issues. The rumors are all spread by the BJP. And these are not the real issues over there. Number one, if you want to see where the issues are, you must go to Madhya Pradesh, where their own BJP workers are protesting against the CM of Madhya Pradesh. And also they have major issues in Rajasthan. Now, coming to Haryana, all journalists I have known, the ones who are on NDTV, India Today, every channel journalist and surveys have said that the Congress party is winning, And also, if you look at the voter percentage difference, it's 0.8% between the Congress party and the Bharatiya Janata Party. So, yes, we are all very, very, very shocked as to what has happened, because we felt everything was going well. I was in Haryana, the wave was in the Congress's kitty, and it was a sure victory. So, yes, Maybe when we look back, could be the ticket distribution, how it was done. In fact, we had repeated 25 of the MLAs. So there are those issues. And of course, we had taken up issues in certain areas about the EVMs also. It's not that it is the cause or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. But yes, there were certain issues like that. You brought in the issue of allies, Aam Aadmi Party. Now, I want to make this clear once and for all. The Aam Aadmi Party's voter percentage is 1.7%. They could have only affected us in one seat. Now, Aam Aadmi Party, being an ally, India bloc ally, should have just said, you know what, we are not taking part in this election. We will let you be there in Haryana and win the election. See, every time the Congress is, fingers are pointed at the Congress party that they are not giving space to the allies, and that's very wrong. In the Lok Sabha, we gave space to Shiv Sena UBT. After it was broken up into two, we gave them 21 seats. They could win only around 8. We fought 17 and we won 13. So we have always taken our allies along. If you look at the UPA 1, allies of then, RJD, NCP, DMK, all are with us. The party where the allies are broken up is the Bharatiya Janata Party, where you see what has happened with JJP. Let me get a response from Tuheen. And also PDP. PDP has been finished. So this is what they do, you know.
Okay. Shama, I'll come back to you. Tuheen, you know, the Haryana poll outcome has lessons not just for the Congress party, because if you look at it, it also helps in some ways reinforce the authority of the Prime Minister, but it was also, you know, in some ways a very local elections where the local leaders were shown. Is it finally time for the party to showcase local leadership more confidently instead of making every campaign about the Prime Minister?
Good evening, Vasudha. Good evening, everybody. At a macro level, even at a macro level, the consequences of the Haryana results have a huge, bearing going ahead. Number one, it is a rejection of the Khatakhat model of politics of Congress party, where they over-promise and under-deliver, where they unleash fiscal anarchy upon every state that they get to rule. And I think people of other states now, where they don't get to rule, are now extremely wary of the Congress party. Number two, it's a rejection of the divisive nature of Congress politics, of the way Rahul Gandhi mocks Hindu festivals and Pran Pratishtha. But more importantly, you know, even in Haryana, at a micro level, if you see the way they had treated Kumari Shailja, a Dalit leader, and there is a history of them always abandoning Dalit leaders, whether it is Babu Jagjeevan Ram way back in 1977, or whether it is Kumari Shailja now, it basically was, you know, even in today's review meeting, Kumari Shailja and Randeep Surjewala were not called. So I think there are serious issues which Congress party is facing. They need to grow beyond the delusion of 99. And most importantly, Shama Mohammad's tweet today, if you have been through her tweet, they are gloating over the fact that they obtained 100% Muslim votes in the 3 or 4 constituencies. Them getting 100% Muslim votes today has become more important than winning. That's the reality of this Congress party, which is increasingly veering towards becoming a fringe party.
Okay, Neja Chaudhary, let me quickly get you. Shama, I'll come back to you. Let me just get one comment from Neja Chaudhary. Neja ma'am, you traveled to Haryana, and clearly, was there a lack of, sense of identification of what the issues was? Because, 10 years, 11 years is a long time for the party in the opposition. Why could the central leadership not really understand that the organization was not really, up to the mark to challenge the BJP's organizational capabilities, and also this whole social engineering, the fact that it was going wrong? Why couldn't the central leadership understand this, and why couldn't the state leadership get, beyond its own self-interest?
I think, the Congress party raised the issues which resonated with the people. And after all, it's got 40% of the vote, almost as much as the BJP, and an increase of about 11% of the vote. So that resonance was there on issues, but it got its story completely wrong, not realizing that the fear of Jat rise, what they call the Dalits and others call Jat Shahi, which they were apprehensive about. And the Jat campaign, the Jats being given, or the Jat leadership being given everything, all the cards were in its hands, they were deciding the tickets, so those signals went out. And I think they miscalculated on the a growing assertion of the Dalit community that has swung to the Congress in a bigger way in the Lok Sabha elections. So, when you think of it, if you want to sort of encapsulate what happened, instead of Bhupinder Singh Hooda becoming the man of the election, it is Kumari Shelja who decided the election. And she was there, she was unhappy, she sat at home, and the Dalits did not like this at all. Dalits and some OBCs that identified with it. So the normal Jat versus non-Jat polarization that took place this time was a massive backlash, I think.
Right. Shama, you wanted to say something because,
Shelja became the symbol of it. So the party, where the party really failed, was to get everybody together on board.
Shama, while we say that Kumari Shelja has been talking a lot, Hooda's candidates have also won. So there's this question of winnability as well. How is your party going to, solve this dilemma of infighting? Is there a new leadership that you would be looking at, particularly when it comes to Haryana, move beyond the existing leadership?
No, see, definitely there has been some internal issues, and I'm not going to deny that. That's Congress has always had it, and that has to be checked, according to me, that this is an issue which was there in Kerala also. So that, I agree, that has to be looked into, what that issue is. Now, the BJP spokesperson said about Dalits. I mean, we gave India the first Dalit president, Mr. Narayan. We have given the first speaker, Dalit speaker, Meera Kumar, and that to a woman. Now, what have you done with Draupadi Murmu? You spoke about the Pran Pratishtha. Did you invite her? She was not even allowed. She was not even allowed or invited for the inauguration of the new parliament building because she's a Dalit. You just want a symbolic Dalit. Mr. Modi cannot stand Dalits coming inside the temple. That was the reason she was not there for the Pran Pratishtha. When you said Mr. Gandhi does not like Hindu festivals, why are you coming on top and lying? Mr. Gandhi celebrates every
completely
festival.
Out of time. Closing remarks from you, Tuhin.
He cannot come in. And last point, he spoke about Muslims. If the Muslims consolidated their votes, what is wrong with that? I don't think that. What is wrong with that? Why are you polarizing? Every time a Muslim votes, it's something wrong.
Shama, let him finish. I'm completely out of time. I just need a comment from him.
Yes. This is how ignorant the Congress party is. The Congress spokesperson is calling the president of the country a Dalit. She's not a difference. She's not a Dalit. She's a tribal. They don't know the difference between Dalit and tribals, and they want to talk about poor. They want to talk about backwards. She has proved on your show they don't know the difference between Dalits and tribals in the country, and they are talking about poor. This is why they are completely detached from reality. They need to grow out of the ecstasy of 99. 99 is gone. Get in touch with reality. Stop dividing people, and you might be doing better than what you've done right now.
Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast.